Howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to another Wednesday deck review where we actually get to chat about stuff instead of doing magic tricks, which were a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying them because I know I am. It kind of gives me an idea of where my strong suits are versus where my not so strong suits are. And as you can see, I've done a lot of card work, but my other material is lacking, so I definitely need to get on the ball with that. I've still got plenty of card tricks, but I need to really focus on some of that other stuff. I need to do more coin stuff, more ring stuff. I still got my ropes. I haven't even done the cups and balls stuff yet, but today is a deck review, so why don't we jump right into that. We've got the Bicycle 1885. Very nice stuff. Interesting enough, on the back here, there's actually those, there's a gear with some spokes. So that's kind of cool. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and check out Scotty P's trick that he did today. It was steampunk bicycle cards. Absolutely fantastic. Lots of fun there. There's some garbage. So what I've noticed is, I think I said this yesterday with my new bicycles here, is I'm going to try to leave the plastic on the bottom of the deck box to try to preserve the deck box a little bit longer. We'll see if that works. So let's take a closer look at the box here before we get the cards out. It is foil, 1885. It's kind of cool, this little gear sprocket on the front there. Air cushion finish, made in the USA. Says the same thing on that side, and then the back is that design there. Little bicycles in the corner, US. Very nice. So let's take a look on the inside of the box. It's always nice to see some design on the inside. It doesn't always have to be there, but sometimes it just adds a little bit of flair. What do we got here? We got like a little wrench, sprocket, some chain. Looks like there's a little, either a water bottle or something, a seat. You know, some different gear shifts in there. So it's pretty cool stuff. Now the cards themselves, just looking at the backs, they've got a pretty wide border, just to say, like, what's your opinion? I'm always going to ask down below what you guys think, you know, in terms of this, because this Saturday we're going to be probably talking about top 5 cards, depending on what comes in and what doesn't come in, because we still are waiting for a few things. But if it's not this Saturday, it will be the next one. But we always want to talk about Magic Theory, and we also want to hear about what you guys think about designs versus colors and things like that. Do you think that they play a role in it? Is it all personal preference? What's your guys' thoughts on that? And what's your thoughts on borders? Because this deck definitely looks like it has a thicker border. So when you got a wider border like that, looking at the faces, I'll show you the jokers. Okay, it looks like the pips are different, so let's take a closer look at those as well. The jokers are interesting. Okay, so the first one is the big wheel. Colorless big wheel. And then the other joker actually looks like a queen. So that's kind of cool. Let's see here. So doing it from this direction, you'll see that the pips are a little bit different. So we'll get through these ones here until we get to, oh, there you go. Just looking at it myself. Definitely a reimagining on there with a little bit more gear type clothing, different colorway. So that is pretty cool. There's some nice stuff in there. Now we got the diamonds. Definitely a more pointed diamond. More of like a sparkly star type of look to it there. Let's see here. Oh, a little bit of a mustache. Got a mustache you a question there. Different colors and stuff. It's kind of cool. There we go. Yeah, so definitely a little bit of a different design. The pips seem to be more, let's say, just going with that type of gear type of look to it. But the pips almost seem to have a more, I'll say, formal type of look to them. They're sharper than the normal ones. Just as part of that design pattern, I think, giving it a little bit more of a hardier look. And it looks like the letters and the numbers have a fancy script to them as well. So The next thing that we're going to look at is to see whether or not it came with any gaff cards, because a lot of bicycle cards have been coming with gaff cards and things like that. And it looks like there's something here. Maybe it's just ad cards. Yep, we got some ad cards here. Let's see, playing card, bicycle playing cards. Let's see. The United States Playing Card Company has been crafting beautifully designed, high-quality playing cards for over 150 years. In 1885, when it came time to name a new deck of cards, a young pressman commented how bicycling was growing in popularity, and the bicycle brand was born. Trusted since 1885. Card deck designs by James Bilter Studio. Beautiful. And then the other one is made in USA since 1885. Just the bicycle factory. So that's a cool little tidbit. Just knowing that obviously that the bicycle brand got its name because of actual bicycles. So that just makes you think, like, what if golfing, well, I don't know if that would have been transportation-wise. Let's say, I don't know. We've got the Kart Classic, so that's a thing. Just thinking, what if pogo sticking was the way to get around? Instead of bicycles, we'd have pogos, That's just something to think about. In an alternate universe, there are the Pogo brand bicycle playing cards. So if those don't exist, somebody get on those. So let's consider the feel of the cards. Now, when it comes to bicycle, something to check out here is, this is 2019 from Kentucky, Air Push and Finish. All bicycles are perfect to do stuff with. That's usually not the problem. The question is, you're going to be able to use these decks for anything, so that's not going to be an issue. Because you figure, like, imagine you had a deck of White Monarchs, and you ask yourself, am I going to be using the White Monarchs? Some people would say yes, I use them all the time. Other people would say I just have them on the shelf. Other people still would say I wouldn't even buy them because they would serve no purpose, because they're a $150 deck of cards. You might be able to get them cheaper, but that's just something to consider. Like, for instance, the Mandarin Monarchs, where on the website you could get them for free if you purchased a certain amount of cards or a certain amount of products from Theory 11. You could get a deck of Mandarins added for free as part of one of their promotions. Now, you could probably buy the Mandarins from a third party if you could find them for maybe $30 to $50 depending on the source, maybe even a little less. Fine. On the website, it was $885 to add an extra Mandarin. So it was it $885 or $985? $885. Maybe I'm just thinking eights because of this. Whatever the cost of the normal cards were on the website at the time, they basically just moved the decimal over 2 spots. So it was like $800 or something to add an extra deck of Mandarins. And I don't know if it's because they only sell the Mandarins but only use them for promotional purposes. So Theory 11 stock is basically exclusive to whatever promotions they're running, which would make sense. So if you wanted more, it was coded in such a way that it would deter people from buying them, because otherwise it would be difficult to do it based on the website's coding and stuff. They had to set it up in such a way where it's like, okay, this promotional added on is free, but they couldn't stop people from adding a second one. So in order to do that, they needed to make sure that if somebody added a second one, for one, it wasn't going to show up as free, but then they also had to make it so that people couldn't just buy 10 of them. So they probably just moved the decimal over for that particular pack to prevent that from happening. That's my guess. If anybody has any other thoughts on that, or if somebody from Theory 11 watches this video someday, maybe you can shed some light on that. But so we'll back to this here and back to using the cards. So this is a standard deck of bikes with a kind of maybe like a copper or like a rustic yellow type of look to it. There's that nice gear in the center, which we like it when there's something in the center like that. I think this is a perfect deck that you could use, and it's 1885. So, David was born in 1985. So, something to consider is that it's something that you could pick up that would relate to you, especially if you're into gears and bikes and stuff like that. So yeah, plus it has a custom design. What's not to love about that? That's the good thing about bicycle, is that there's something for everybody. So there you have it. So these were the Bicycle 1885s. They came out in 2019. Hope you enjoyed, and remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.